Um, type meeting we had was an analyzing information meeting. Um, so the first agenda item was a group discussion of liked ideas. I like the desk decor, the discussion board, and the company holiday parties. Ernesto liked the seminars, the check-ins with employees, getting management involved with stress reduction, and assisting in stress reduction. And then he liked the discussion board. Health advocate. He found an article. It was health advocate company that is nation leading in independent healthcare advocacy and assistance. Um, it said start with assessment, talk with employees, see what their stress is, encourage maximum participation. Stress management teams made up of a spokesperson from each department, so there is a voice for each department. Apply organizational strategies, get ideals of how stress will be dealt with within the workplace. Offer multiple approaches. Not everyone deals with stress the same. Offer varying ways to reduce stress to employees. Institute work/life balance strategies. Engage more with employee. Engage more with employees to see if they would like to work from home or work on changing up. Break habits to accommodate employees better. Encourage individual stress management. Support employees who come with their own ideas of how to deal with their own stress, as they are the main person who knows what's best to do. Evaluate successive program. Quarterly or annual talks with employees to see if there is improvement and what the company can do better to accommodate in the future. And he had the idea of a filter of some sort on the discussion board to keep trolls and unruly gossip from happening. Crystal liked increasing break times in the discussion board. Jennifer liked the meditation and the quiet time, discussion board, and relaxing music. Joshua liked the discussion board, holiday parties, mental health days, and the Fitbits. And he had an idea of spending large chunks of money on larger programs and working down the ladder. Incorporate family into desk decor contests. Discussion board can be done at a cheaper price due to having an IT department. The second agenda item was establishing a plan. Our decision was there would be a plan that will hit main ideas that were unanimously liked. The discussion board will be the largest task to complete. Who will take responsibility and when will the person complete this? Joshua posted this on Bright Space last night. I will post a budget breakdown in the minute for meeting minutes. Um, the third agenda item was criteria the group will use. And then the decision was the group will use the following listed criteria and implement all of them into the final plan. You must include all employees in our plan with adequate feedback. Must respect all employees' privacy and implement co-bonding. Should have social support. Should not overspend past our budget of $3,000 a year for our plan. Should not be biased towards any department within the company.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And again, like I said, thank you everyone for being here. I know it's just another late meeting. So as always, we'll try to stay on top of the schedule. Jennifer, if you wouldn't mind just keeping us on track with our times. There will be a few parts that are no limit on time, just so we can have a good amount of time to brainstorm since this is our last video. And at this time, Crystal, would you mind just going over the team rules for everyone, just so it's all fresh in their minds?
Subscribe to the threads in the assignment. Check on the discussion board daily. Be prepared for a meeting prior to. Everyone must cooperate. We are a team. Work together and make an effort to support one another. Being genuine with one another about ideas or issues. Be open-minded. If any team member is having an issue with meeting, let the leader, Joshua, know promptly. Keep in contact with one another. Stay on task during meetings. Team or Dr. Dillon are available sources if you need help. Do not interrupt a team member when they are speaking, and be respectful to all team members.
Thank you so much. So I guess we'll go and start the meeting with final solutions. I'm going to give a breakdown of what exactly this meeting's purpose is. Our final meeting will be to share and very clearly have our final solutions. So we will need to spell everything out from our stress reduction policy at Datatron. This will be where we sell all of these ideas to the leadership of the company in our final presentation, where we'll be pitching all of our ideas. So straight out the bat, it is okay to have questions during this meeting. The main reason for meeting is so we can all clearly make sure we understand every bit of this. And when we do conclude this meeting, we will conclude it with the thoughts of, we will conclude this meeting by saying that our next step will be to sell this plan of action to Datatron's leadership. And that's the ultimate goal. So like I said, don't be afraid to ask questions. If there's something that you don't feel like you like, please speak up, because the whole point of this is so that we all feel comfortable that we made a decision together. And I want everyone to have a fair say and have a voice. So I will now turn it over to you, Rocio, because I'd like for you to have the ability to kind of share some things that, like what we all talked about yesterday.
Okay. Well, some of the ideas that I had for yesterday's meeting, most of them were all non-costing, at no cost. And there was maybe just like 2 that would probably have a cost. So I'll just start off with the ones that didn't have a cost. Some of the ones that I came up with were maybe having like employee walking groups during break times to encourage that exercise increase, and having an open door policy to make sure that employers are open to their employees and that they feel comfortable. Having, let's say, clear communication. By that, they could have like morning meetings if everyone's scheduled kind of like at the same time, or at the end of day meetings, so everybody could discuss what needs to get done or what has got done. Meetings can also, what I liked about the idea on the company discussion board was it kind of related to one of my solutions, where have meetings through like a digital instead of having them face to face, since it can help with having, like, let's say if you needed to give like the company a little message and it wasn't so important to where you needed to have the employees face to face, it could just kind of save some time for them in your time to have it through the discussion board. So have like little meetings through that, so that way we don't have to waste the time to go to the workplace. And then another one that I had was kind of have like an employee of the month that gets to choose their schedule for 1 week in that month, within that month. And we could also try to incorporate that with the discussion board. Like, let's say the anonymous messages could say, like, if you see a coworker doing something good, you could drop in a message to refer them to be the employee of the month or something like that. And with the cost ones, I really just had have like small lunches throughout the year to kind of show appreciation for the employees. It doesn't necessarily have to be a meeting or anything, just kind of buy lunch for the company once in a while. And then for the other cost one was a massage therapist. But as I discussed on the discussion board, I agree with the yoga instructor as well over the therapy, due to the fact that for yoga classes, you can have a lot of the employees attend it, and versus the therapy sessions, it won't be as much employees that could do it all at once. And really, that's all I came up with for the last meeting.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I guess I'll open that up to the group. Does everyone have this from the discussion board by chance? It's the budget plan.
I have
mine. We have the first and second policy that talks about rewarding employees. We could slide something in there if we want to about having like another luncheon that's not holiday related. Something that could be like at the very middle of the year, kind of when the slump hits for the work year. And that could be a deal where you could give out awards, have a small meal catered. Realistically, it would not be that much, because you could probably get $15 a plate if you were to get like just a local person like George's to come in and do like a bulk meal. So would that be something that y'all think you might want to incorporate into the policy, or the no cost as well.
Yeah.
I think that the walking groups and like that would work perfect in with where we had talked about having the longer breaks where people could have 30 minutes versus the 15. That'd be fantastic because it'd be able to have something that the stress management team could coordinate and get just groups of people that walk together. Digital meetings is something that can be added in with discussion as well because if you're going to have the money put into developing the program, there's no reason why you couldn't use it for more than a discussion thread. I mean, you should be able to host meetings on it if needed, and especially if you want to send a message out. That was a really good point. So, do we want to slide all that in because we have plenty of budget for it? If everyone's in agreement.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Okay.
Just to kind of keep track, I went ahead and did the math. So let's say you were to do another luncheon at $15 per plate. For all 150 employees, it'd be another $2,250.
Okay.
Which will leave us.
Oh, go ahead.
It'll leave us with $8,800 more.
Okay. That's actually not too bad because a lot of the things that we put on the small groups programs didn't really cost any money, small amount. So that works out perfect. We still have $8,000, which is plenty enough to pretty much get everything done that we want to get done in that group policy. So as all feel comfortable with it, I'm good with adding that in. Was there anything, Rocio, that you didn't like that was in any of the policies?
No, I really didn't have nothing that went against all that y'all had came up with in the last meeting. I really agreed with really everything on there.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll go and conclude that part of the meeting. And what I'll do is tonight I will update the sheet, and I'll actually put it on Brightspace so y'all can save it off in a Word document. And so now let's go into questions and answers. In this segment, everyone's going to have 5 minutes. Just kind of ask questions for each other and see if any of us have good answers on any of those questions.
I have one question for y'all real quick. There was the one, I won't necessarily say it's a solution, but it was something that we can pitch to the company. I know I talked about it before, and I want to say it was the third meeting where employees either have the 3-day weekend and they have the 2 extra days Monday through Thursday, or there's also the other possibility of making it a 4-hour day and just adding 1 hour to Monday through Thursday. I was just wondering if there's what y'all thoughts on pitching that as one of the solutions.
I gotcha. Well, there's go ahead.
No, well, I think I agree with that because they'll have like 2 days off in a row. And usually, like when I work, and when I have like 2 days off in a row, it just seems like I'm more confident and I feel better because I know that I'm gonna have 2 relaxing days in a row. And it just motivates me, and it's less stressful because I work in retail, and retail is stressful. And so when I have like 2 and 3 days off in a row, it just like it's less stressful for me because I know I can relax instead of like going straight 4 or 5 days. And so I think I agree with that. It's like it's less stressful to have 2 days in a row.
I gotcha. So would we want to pitch that as an idea that across the board, that would be the yearly calendar for everyone's hours, or would this be like a temporary thing? Or maybe once every other month, people would be allowed to adjust their schedules if they wanted to work that?
I feel like because we don't really know how many departments we have within Datatron, so it could be a little bit harder to split it up between the year. But maybe it could be, like let's say there's 3 departments, just for simple math, real quick. Uh, 4 months out of the year, one department they can be on that 4 day or 4.5 day schedule, and then the other 2 departments, they'll be still at the company on that either that Friday or that extra half day, just to make sure that things get done on time and everything's still in order. And then the next 4 months, it switches to the next department. The other 2 departments continue taking back over, and then 4 months again, third department they get their 4 day week or 4.5 day week, and it just lets each department have their time during the year where they can work the schedule, just so you're not closing the entire company the entire extra day.
I gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah, I kind of thinking about it with flexible hours, you could kind of set that up if you could project, when your slower times of the year are and when your more rampant time of the year is. Uh, there's no reason you couldn't put in flexible hours, such as if people aren't putting in overtime, allow them the opportunity. Hey, work 4 10s, have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I think that's a real feasible idea that we could pitch, and we could put that in like with the small group programs, because essentially it would not cost the company any more or less money doing something like that. It'd strictly just be a kind of deal. I was reading in some of our research that talked about flex time allowing people to work from home. And one of the major things that was a takeaway for that is, yeah, true, you're letting employees work from home and you don't have any way to monitor if they're working, if they are, if they aren't, unless it's digital. But one of the emotions that comes from that is the fact that you're putting faith in them. And just the simple fact that you're saying, I trust you. You can go home and work today. That makes you feel good. That really makes you feel good. And so um, I think that doing something like that would make employees feel really good, knowing companies like take Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I know that boosts my morale. I'd love to speak on Fridays. So I definitely say we should pitch that one, because that would simply just be an administration call and nothing out of our budget. How does everyone else feel about that?
I like that idea. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, we will add that in. Did we lose Rosio?
I think so. Yeah.
We'll continue. See if she pops back in. Does anyone else have any other questions or answers or comments?
Um, I guess the only other comment that I had, it's also, I feel like it's either could be here or even in the amendments part of the agenda. It's just the company Christmas party with 150 employees. You have a very good chance that one of those people maybe just don't celebrate holidays just like everyone else. So the only thing I would change about that is just the name of it, maybe just like end of the year party or just company party, or just
No, I agree with you. If I put Christmas party in on the deal, apologies. I did put Christmas. I meant to put holiday, because holiday is generic and it's just an end of the year kind of deal. Because holiday branches into New Year's, Christmas, Hanukkah, and even the European holiday. So I've heard a lot of companies being neutral and transparent by just saying we're having a holiday party. So yeah, apologies for on the sheet. I didn't mean to put Christmas.
oh no, it's fine. That was just the only comment I had about that.
Oh, no worries. Let me mark that down. I made that at 2 in the morning. So okay, awesome. One of the comments I was going to throw in, just so we have it in the meeting and the meeting minutes, is just some comments to add in before we go into amendments to anything, which was just a quick reminder of why we're actually putting this plan together. Because one of the things that we'll need to do is, for one, we already made sure that all of our criteria is meeting all of the solutions, which we've done a fantastic job of. All of our solutions meet every bit of criteria we set. But the problems we face is that work stress is defined in terms of physical and physiological effects on a person that are negative. It causes emotional, mental, physical pain and strain. Stress is a very serious issue. Workplace stress costs companies a lot of money and heavily impacts business. It is said that an employer will pay 50% more health costs annually for stressed out employees. So clearly we have a problem, and we're trying to put a solution and plan in place to alleviate some of these issues from missing work, just lack of wanting to be at work, and poor performance. And I feel that a lot of the criteria, a lot of the planning that we as a team have implemented should help at least 60% of that, I would hope, in the first year. Just having employees be a little bit better knowing the company cared to assemble us to find a solution. So with that in mind, now we can move our gears into the roundtable discussion of possible amendments. Hey, she's back. I'll give you a quick recap. We just went over basically what the problem is with Datatron, how everyone's stressed, and what it's doing, physical effects. And we as a team are coming up with solutions. And we're doing a great job. We're meeting all of the criteria for everything. And so we're going to go ahead and move on into the possible amendments to the plan we have on the table. I'm going to open that up. It's a free-for-all. So if anyone has anything.
Is that adding to like the cost stuff already?
Not really adding to the cost, but just if you wanted to add or make any changes to the policy that we on the table.
And then, could I get a quick reminder of how much we have left in the budget?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. I believe $8,000. If we do the luncheon, we'd have $8,000 left in the budget.
Okay. Yeah, the only other thing that I had for like the on the small group programs, I did have a program researched on that could help with the stress management team and the small groups. It could just kind of put that all in one, but I'm not sure about the cost since it is kind of pricey for a year cost. So basically, what a EAP program is an employee assistance program, and it provides like outside counselors, resources, and referrals to assist employees and their family members. It is also confidential. Although the employer does pay for the service, they don't have any insight for the employee specifically for the service. It is a telephone service, and it helps with workplace personality conflicts, drug addictions, mental health issues, health and caregiving issues, legal and family advice, financial counseling, and grief assistance. The EAPs provide like 1 to 3 sessions if like they have like let's say like a health issue that's getting severe. They provide 1 to 3 sessions at no cost to fully assess the issue before recommending another resource. 77% of employers use this program as of 2016, and it can also help with workplace treated issues like anxiety and stuff like that. So it kind of goes back to help out with the mental health issues. And the program is $35 a year per employee. And if I did the math right, which is what I did was basically do 35 times 150, which I came up with 5,250 would be the cost for a year use of the service. So that was only something like an idea to throw in. if we didn't come up with any other way to use the money, because that would only leave us with like about 3,000 left for the budget. So that's why it was just kind of like an idea to throw in.
I think it's a fantastic idea because we have $8,000 left, and in all honesty, all the things that we wanted to implement within the small groups, I couldn't see taking more than $2,000, and we'd have three to play with. And so I think it'd be worthwhile to throw something like that in with like the stress management team, especially having that tool that could go out to employees. I mean, $35 an employee isn't that bad. So I think it'd be worthwhile. Is that $35 though a month, or is it 35 just a period?
It's just 35 per employee for a year subscription.
Okay.
Just to add to that real quick, I just did the math real quick. It would leave us with 3,550 in the remaining budget.
Okay. Awesome. I'm for it. What does everyone else think? I'll tell you what, if everyone's cool with adding that in, just so we have a little bit more information on that, could you create a thread on the discussion board that just kind of breaks some of that down? That way, when we do get ready to work on the final, we can have all that information to pitch.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to add into amendments or anything like that? Okay. If there are any, we can move along. We did it. I think we just came up with a policy plan. So I'm proud of us. We did good. So now we're just going to do a quick review of everything. I'll make it fast. That way we don't have to get too in depth because I'll have all of this on the discussion board for everyone to look at too. And just because this is our last meeting video, that doesn't mean we can't still conduct meetings until up to the final project through the discussion board. And if you guys feel you'd like to talk again, hey, hit me up. We'll schedule something and make sure that we knock this one out of the park. But starting out with a quick summary of the policy. Policy 1, open communications. We will have a discussion board developed where employees can go in openly or anonymously, make comments, allowing them to reduce gossip. They said that there's a 50% chance of keeping gossip out of the workplace just by implementing this system. And we will also have a program writer built into it where you could have meetings and communication from employees through the discussion board, so it's for multi-use. Then we will have a reward system for employees. We'll have a holiday party, and we will give away awards and stuff. And something I meant to bring up in the meeting that's kind of fun. Where I work, we have a company Christmas party every year, but our vendors come in and they bring gifts. And so the company auctions them off with raffle tickets and everyone goes home with something. It could be a trucking hat, or it could be like a Yeti cooler, or like a $4,000 tool from Hilti. You never know, but it doesn't cost anything because the vendors, they just supply it to us for all the money we spend with it. So that might be something potentially to look at. And moving along, we would hire a life coach / yoga instructor, someone that can come into the office up to 2 hours a week. And that person, would be responsible for taking teams for 15 minutes, 30 minutes for yoga sessions. And the life coach making a trip around the office, just checking on employees, giving them someone to talk to, gauge where everyone's at, and just have someone monitoring stress levels outside of the company for us. Then moving into policy 3, in which is small group programs. We decided that we would have a stress management team that would be solely responsible for implementing new programs, setting up holiday functions, and implementing small groups, and they would also be responsible for the new program that Rocio had introduced to us. And we also included in the small groups program that we would have increased break time and quiet time, that we would ask the company to take breaks from 15 minutes a day, which is the legal standard, and giving them 30. Upon doing some research, I had found that increasing your break times allows for walking groups. It also shows that employees leave that 30-minute break feeling fantastic and refreshed, and production has been found to go up by 80%, strictly by just giving them an extra 15 minutes per break. And we will also have a quiet room that we will implement in the company, so employees can go in, have soft music, dim lights, just escape if they want to. If they don't want to walk or go outside or have anything to do with any of the programs, they can go into the dark room and just space out. And that concludes our plan and leaves us with a budget. And did you say it was $3,550?
Yes, sir.
So that we could take into the next year, or it could be used throughout for other things through the small groups program. And one of the major pitching ideas that we can give them is the fact that the major cost up front of this project was $10,000 for the discussion board. Having it in place would mean next year we would have $10,000 to expand this budget bigger and come up with newer solutions and better things possibly for the company. And that hit everything on the solutions for the company. Fantastic. Well, before I close the meeting, does anyone have any thoughts or anything they just kind of wanted to share?
I wanted to tell Rocio, if you could just send me the EAP notes. If you have them written down, you can just send me a picture. I mean, it's nothing to me. If you want to type them up, that's on you. But just so that I can make sure we have the full understanding on the meeting minutes so that everybody can go back and read if need be.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to remind you all, you guys are doing fantastic. We're doing really good. Every time I talk to Dr. Doolin, okay, some of you don't know, I have had to call her and message her a lot to make sure that I'm not messing anything up for any of you guys. And so she said herself, we're doing good. So she's a tough cookie, so I feel good about that. So, other than that, I'd like to thank you guys very much for your time and for a very productive and good meeting. I will conclude this with the statement that we will take all this information and take this into the next phase as we present this to the company. Everyone had really good thoughts, and I'm proud of the fact that we came together as a team, made a decision as a team, and have a policy that should do well for the company. So again, thank you guys for being here tonight. Thank you for all of your help through this project.
Thank y'all.
You guys have a fantastic night, okay?
All right, bye, everybody.